Thank you. Me too. And I really hope that you specifically will believe women when they say that they got hurt.
All right. Thanks for joining. Stick around. More Rising coming up next.
So karma has stricketh again Briahna Joy from The Heel that I actually recently just talked about. And this, I didn't see this video until after I already did my other video about her, about being called a DEI Barbie because of her performance on the Palestinian versus Israel debate that the Trigonometry host had. Anywho, I discussed that on my channel, and so I saw this afterwards, and I just found out she was fired. Like, someone left a comment in my comment section of that video saying, well, she got fired because of this video, and then I saw other people making videos about it. So confirmed, the girl has been let go from having a really nasty attitude. Now, when I first initially saw this video, her nasty behavior towards this woman who was just trying to plea for her sister's release because she's a hostage by the terrorist group Hamas, and I said Briahna is literally the epitome or the embodiment of how I feel about the progressive left, and how a lot of people are starting to feel about the progressive left, that they're just nasty human beings. And I know this is a huge generalization, so I'm not saying every single person on the left is like this, but the loudest and the ones that go viral and the ones that get the views, that's how it comes off. I said it in my last videos, a lot of these pro-Palestinians or pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, anti-Jewish protesters, or anytime you see them in a debate about anything, their anger never projects as passion. I mean, I think they think that's what it is. I think they're like, well, of course I'm angry because there's injustice, but it doesn't come off that way. It comes off as egotistical and I'm better than you and self-righteous. Like, that's how it comes off. It doesn't come off as like, I just care so much about these kids, and I just care so much about Gaza, and I just care so much about Palestine. I just want their lives to be safe. That's not how it comes off. You come across very nasty and entitled and gross. And this is not just with the Palestine things. It's about everything you guys kind of protest for or become activists for. It always reminds me of like militant vegans. You know, militant vegans who attack people on the streets and who are very nasty human beings. It's almost like you guys feel like because you feel like, or you think that you're standing on the side of good and righteousness, that you're on the right side of history, that you're protecting or you're saving lives, that it gives you this permission to just be as nasty as a person as you possibly can, that it gives you this permission to dehumanize everyone else because you feel that they're evil, so it's fine to dehumanize them. But this is why I always say that a lot of the things they say they're standing for, they really don't. And there's a lot of reasons why I say that, because especially when I say like they stand for they want to elevate black voices, but as soon as a black person disagrees with them, they shut that black person down. They elevate queer voices, they want to elevate women's voices, they want to elevate trans voices, but anytime those people they say they want to protect or elevate goes against their own opinions, they shut that person down. They want to help women and children in Gaza or Palestine or the Middle East, but when Muslims comes out, or people who came from those areas say you are caping for the wrong side, they shut those voices down. So it's like, if you actually cared about the groups you say you care about, then why do you only care about them if they stand in lockstep with your ideology and what you're actually saying? And if you actually cared about the community you say that you're trying to stand up for, or protect, or speak for, you would care about the optics, the way you're coming across. Because like, if you're coming across nasty, all you're going to do is push people away from the movement or the group or what you're trying to say, or the awareness you're trying to spread. When BLM first happened, when the George Floyd incident first happened, people all over the world were supportive of BLM. And then you start rioting, and the support for BLM failed drastically. It's the same thing with trans rights or queer rights. The acceptance of that, or the tolerance of that, or believing they should all have equal rights, was growing and growing and growing until all these trans activists on TikTok became cry bullies. You know, cry bullies, like someone who bullies someone, and then when they get pushed back, they cry about it, right? And now the support for the trans and the queer community is failing. The same thing with veganism. When people run away from the idea of being vegan, vegan because the militant vegans are assholes. It's like, if you actually cared about your cause, would you want to speak in a way and approach people in a way where it actually garners more sympathy and empathy and more people on your side? And maybe it's because they're in echo chambers and bubbles and they're yes queening each other, so they think that they're getting their message across, not realizing as a whole, generally speaking, you know, the silent majority that needs to stop being silent, you're pushing them away. The support for whatever you think and you believe in is going to get pushed away. It's just like Eden, I believe it was Eden from Eurovision. She got so much support outside of the pro-Palestinian bubble and support because people were just sick of her being bullied. Nobody wants to see this. Nobody likes bullies. So when I saw the way Briahna behaved, I was like, she's literally the embodiment of how I feel about the progressive left and how I feel about a lot of these pro-Palestine, pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, anti-Jew protesters are so-called activists, but they're not really activists. They just put it in their freaking bio and they scream on TikTok. This is how I feel about them. And again, if you as an individual isn't doing these, you know, behaving in a nasty manner or saying things like river to the sea and antifada, calling for violence and genocide of the Jews, then I'm not talking about you. But when the left basically says that all forms of protest is legitimate, then you can't cry when you get thrown in a giant general batch of all the radicals. If you guys are not going to stand up against the radicals, then you're just going to get generalized with the radicals. Briahna, the way she behaved towards that woman who literally was just saying, I just want to put out there that I want my sister home, and putting it out there what these women who are being held captive by terrorist Hamas are probably going through, and I think we can all use our imagination what these females and these women are probably going through. For Briahna to roll her eyes disgustingly so and basically by Felicia her, it was stomach turning, and she deserved to be fired. And not only did she deserve to be fired for this, she should have been fired ages ago, because this is not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, that can go on and on and on, where Briahna has acted nasty and unprofessional on that show. And that's why people think she's a diversity hire, because if it was anybody else, she would have been fired and she would have been gone. Someone commented in my comment section before that she's really smart and actually very intelligent, she's just immature. I don't know. I've never seen the smart and intelligent part of her. If she's so smart, wouldn't she know not to be immature? If she's so intelligent, wouldn't she know to read the room? If she has such a high IQ, wouldn't she know how to behave professionally? That doesn't seem very smart to me. She's not a child. She's a grown woman. She didn't just graduate from uni. She's grown. She's been around the circuit for a minute. She was trying to have this political debate with this woman who made it very, very clear. I'm not a politician. I don't know nothing about politics. I don't know the ins and outs of what's going on with Netanyahu. I am just trying to get a message out there to the public about we just want our family home, and a message out to the public of the horrific shit that these women are probably going through. And Briahna is supposed to be on the left of believe women to roll her eyes like that.
Prioritizing hostage release.
I really see that you want to talk political things, and this is not my profession. I'm saying right now that we have an Israeli deal on the table, and we're waiting for Hamas to say yes.
Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. I wish that it were, but unfortunately, that does not seem to be the case. Would you like to say anything else that we should know about your...
That even Biden said himself. This is what the Egyptian government said. This is what the Qatari said just today. And this is what my government said. Hamas also said that they're waiting, that they need to read the agreement and to decide whatever they want. I don't know, but what I'm getting is from the media, and I'm sure that you're getting it from the media itself, yourself, because you're not in the negotiation team. So I'm here to talk about my sister. Please help me spread her story. Help me make people understand what she's going through as a woman in 2024. We are not 200 years ago. This is not okay that we have terror organizations that controlling the free world, and people in the West letting it happen and stay on the streets, killing the hostages now, or Israelis must die. What did I do wrong? What did my sister did wrong? Nothing. Nothing. We did nothing wrong.
Well,
this was happening inside our own country. And if the world won't help us, we will see 9/11 the second time in the US as well. But we can already see in the United States, in Michigan, rallies that's calling death to America, not condemning terror organizations in Israel or any other place. In fact, is reflecting to your country as well.
I'm just going to push back against the implication that in Michigan, which has the largest Muslim and Arab population in America, that there is any threat of terrorism from our own people. And I would like to clarify also that one of the rationale that was presented for 9/11 was discussed with America's support of Israel's continued occupation of Palestine. So that's neither here nor there. I really do hope that Netanyahu agrees and Israel agrees to the ceasefire deal that could bring all the hostages, including your sister, home. And I'm sure many people watching are praying for her safety.
Thank you. Me too. And I really hope that you specifically will believe women when they say that they got hurt.
All right. Thanks for joining. Stick around. More Rising coming up next.
Again, and it's not surprising because that's how a lot of the left behaves. When that photo of one of the hostages that have now recently been discovered, she's no longer alive, she's no longer living. By the way, when they went into Rafah, when they went into the West Bank, when they kept pushing in further and further into Gaza, that's how they found a lot of these hostages. And unfortunately, a lot of these hostages end up being deceased. So there was a legitimate reason for Israel to keep pushing forward so they can find these hostages. And hopefully, by the grace of God, some of these hostages are still alive. So it wasn't that, oh, they had no reason to go in there, and that, oh, there's no hostages there, there's no Hamas there. Where they found the hostages, bitch. So you can shut up about that. But when that one picture of the girl, the festival girl with the dreadlocks and stuff like that, when it initially went around, the picture of her at the festival and the video and a picture of her being bloodied and battered and bruised on the back of a car with a bunch of terrorists, the disgusting things people were saying about her made me lose faith in fucking humanity, made me sick to my stomach, it brought tears to my eyes. And again, this is supposed to be the side of believe women. But when a girl looks bloody and bruised and battered and beaten, you can only imagine what was done to her body. For the side of believe women to say the disgusting things they were saying about her, basically calling her all names in the book, basically saying she deserves it, drag her, I'm not gonna even repeat. It made me get off of Twitter for probably a week straight because it was that disgusting of the things that I saw people writing down about her underneath her picture. The left is disgusting. I'm sorry, you guys are disgusting. I'm generalizing, I'm very much generalizing, but the far progressive left are disgusting human beings. You have low values, low morals, low principles. You have no fucking empathy for anybody that does not belong in your tribe or part of your fucking ideology. You cannot sit there and pretend that you're allies to anybody else when you shut them down when they speak up against you. The progressive left is filled with fucking terrorist cry-bullies. The far progressive left. I'm not talking about just regular lefties. I'm not talking about regular liberals. I'm not talking about you guys. You know who I'm talking about. Because, it can't just constantly be a coincidence that this keeps happening over and over again when you guys get caught saying and doing disgusting things. So, Briahna, she can cry, bully herself all the way home, probably crying, oh, people are attacking me online, people are sending me death threats. And don't do that. Don't send her death threats, because if you do, then you are just as low IQ as she is. That's all I have to say. I know her fans are gonna cry racism or sexism, and then the Jew-hating conspiracy nuts of the world are gonna scream that, oh, this is what happens. You can't speak out against the Jews. You can't speak out against Israel. Instead of being honest and realizing she got fired for her own behavior and being unprofessional. It has nothing to do with your crazy, scary cabal of Jewish people that live underground or whatever bullshit conspiracy you guys believe in from the left and the far right. Anywho, that's it. This video is longer than it really needed to be. I'm gonna go. I don't feel any ways about her being fired. I think besides the fact about damn time, she can go do her cry bully tour on whoever will give her a freaking interview, and I hope that she can stay unemployed for a long time so she can think about her fucking behavior, because out of her own mouths, we have freedom of speech, baby, but that doesn't mean there is freedom of consequences of the things that come out of your mouth, and there's freedom from consequences of your own freaking behavior. And the heel should have fired her a long time ago, and the only reason they fired her is because that clip went viral. They should have fired her as soon as they went off the air that very day. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications when I do upload. All that really does help with the algorithm, guys. If you'd like to support the channel even further, you can donate. My PayPal and Cash App link is in the comment section down below, and you can super thanks, and you guys have an amazing, beautiful day. Bye.